Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. I'm going to talk about how swords are swords and maybe the sleeper simulant, the heavy fusion rifle, is basically worthless. Actually, I wouldn't really say worthless, but it's not as good as people are going to say how are saying it's good. People aren't really taking in, what these guns actually do, or weapons. Now, let's talk about the swords. The sword, well, first let me just say this. Year 2, alright? Year 2 with Taken King, whatever, same thing. We have, Bungie are bringing, sorry for my mic. Bungie's bringing back the Truth rocket launcher and the Thunderlord to year 2. So that means we have 3 more slots. As you see right here, we have 3 more slots in the year 2 heavy that we need to find. So those are the 3 new heavy weapons in Destiny. So we already know 2 of them, and 2 of them aren't even that good in my opinion. But obviously I never really tried it. But I mean, Sleeper Simulant, I guess it's gonna be okay. But the sword, I don't think it's gonna do, it's gonna be that useful. And I'll tell you why. Because with the sword, obviously, you need to go up close and personal with the enemy, and with the sword, of course, you need to go slash them, be really close to them to get the damage on them, obviously. And it's like, wait a minute, how are you gonna use this against like bosses? Like, I know the sword has what is it called, like a little defense thing, like you can how in Minecraft or whatever, you can guard yourself, like a guard, you can like put up against you, can like deflect some stuff like the lightsabers and Star Wars, whatever you want to, use a reference at. So you can do that, I know that, but still, like, let's say like a Templar or something like that, or Atheon, or Atheon. I mean, obviously we're not gonna have those same enemies. I know they're very OG, but let's say that enemies are like them, Of course, the bosses, or even mini bosses, they have an aerial attack, I think that's what it's called, when they just smash the ground and they release like this huge wave of damage and it basically insta-kills you. Like that, like what Atheon has, what the Templar has, it just insta-kills you, when you get too close to them. It's like, well, how are you gonna do damage to them with the sword then, So that got me thinking. He's like, okay, well, let's think about Crota. Let's say an enemy has a shield you need to take down, but they can still shoot you while you shoot down their shield. Like Crota, how you gonna take down the shield with the sword? He's just gonna slash you. So that's out of the picture. Now I'm not saying you're gonna use a sword on Crota, but let's just say like an enemy like that in the new raid has that sort of attack or defense, whatever. I'm just saying, and that got me thinking, well, then the sword, you can't really use the sword on Crota, the Templar, Atheon, any of those kind of enemies, because they'll just smash you with the ground. So I'm like, okay, maybe you just don't use a sword on raids as much. Okay, that's okay. Well, what about Nightfalls? And that, I'm like, what about Nightfalls with a sword? And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe, like, let's say, the exotic sword right here, it has solar damage, so let's say the Nightfall has a solar burn, that's what's gonna do a lot of damage to people, right? Well, yeah, yes and no. No, because you're gonna get insta-killed if the Nightfall has Light Switch on it. Light Switch is basically like a perk, you can say, on the Nightfall that makes the enemies have like 3 times the melee than you, and they can insta-kill you with their melee. So obviously you can't get too close to them because they'll just melee you. But I mean, unless you use a sword like on one enemy at a time, then that would just be really slow. Why not just use like an auto rifle with that sword damage, or the Gallahorn, whatever, or the Thunderlord. Why not use those from the distance, when you don't have to go really up close and risk your life with the sword? So I mean, the sword, I don't think it's going to be that good. I think it's only good for like mini bosses and like those public events on the Dreadnought, those mini ones. Yeah, it's going to be good for that only, and maybe for little enemies. Other than that, I don't think the sword's going to be that good. Obviously, I never really used like the sword they have. I obviously use a sword in Crota and stuff in Blaze of Crota, but not as like a main weapon to kill things. But the sword, you can't use it on raids as much. as I would with a rocket launcher or maybe a machine gun or sniper. You know, the swords, no, you can't really use it on bosses. You can't use it in nightfalls as much. Heroics, you know, for strike missions, yeah, you can use them. Obviously, you can use it for patrol missions, for the story missions, but really, not on raids or nightfalls as much. And for a weapon so powerful like the exotic sword, I think that's what it's meant to do. Like for the nightfalls and strikes, I mean not strikes, for nightfalls and raids and stuff like that, but you just can't use it. You'll just get like smashed on literally, because enemies, you know, they have like this smashing attack where they smash the ground or whatever they do, and they almost insta kill you with that smash when you get too close to them, like Skolas and whatever, or the Archon Priest. Like even the Archon Priest, you can't use the sword on the Archon Priest, or even on Skolas. I mean, why would you even use Skolas for the... I mean, why would you even use a sword for Skolas? But even like on the Archon Priest, like a simple strike, you're not gonna be able to use that sword. Now, obviously, I mean, if you play the normal version, like of the Archon Priest, when he's like level like 14, whatever, then yeah, maybe. But when you do the Nightfall, no, you can't use it. Even on, yeah, you can't use it on Nightfalls on any of the bosses, because they'll just instant melt you. So, I mean, the swords, I guess they're useless, whatever, for the main, or like the higher kinds of game modes and maps and everything, whatever, heroic strikes, nightfalls and raids, they're sort of useless. I mean, you can still kill people with it, you can still get the little guys out of the way, but really for a heavy weapons are supposed to do a lot of damage to big guys, right? Like the Gallon does a lot of damage to Atheon, anything basically, even the Truth and everything like that. The heavy weapons are supposed to do a lot of damage to tougher enemies, and since the sword's a heavy weapon, it's kind of a useless slot for a sword. Because the sword's not gonna do that much damage to a boss when they're just gonna instant melt you because they're too close to them to even use the sword, you know? So yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Please like, favorite, and subscribe. Helps me a lot. It motivates me to do more videos for you guys. And what do you think for the swords? I think it's just useless, sort of, in like the higher sense, but I mean, I don't know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.